Today we're starting our next section, which is 4-2, transformations on the coordinate plane. So we're going to take the information we learned about the coordinate plane in the last section, and we're going to add some complexities to it and do some different things with it. We're going to move some shapes around the coordinate plane. And there are 4 different ways that we move shapes. But first, I want to tell you that all of those ways are called transformations. And a transformation is a movement of a geometric figure. So under transformations now we have 4 different types. So let's start with reflection. All right, so a reflection is a figure that is flipped over a line. So imagine you have this triangle and you're literally flipping it to the other side of the line. But we're going to draw the flip together. You have to draw it in the same exact position on the other side of the line. So do you see how I am 2 spaces away from the line right there? I'm going to go 2 spaces away here to start my triangle. And I'm going to make sure it's the same exact size. All right, so draw that flip, and then we're going to show that it's flipped by drawing a little arrow that we flipped it right over that line. Okay, so the second type of transformation is called a translation, and that is when a figure is just slid sideways in any direction. It doesn't flip over, it doesn't move in any way except a slide. So imagine sliding it sideways, sliding it left, sliding it right, sliding it up, or sliding it down. You could even slide it diagonally if you want to. So this one, we're just going to try to draw the same triangle. Pretend like those look the same. And we have just slid it sideways. That's it. Number 3 is a dilation. That is a figure that is enlarged. That means you make it bigger, or reduced. You make it smaller. So if I were to dilate this trapezoid, then I could make it larger. Oh no. Okay, the technology is winning today. Miss McNally 0, technology 7. Okay, so that's a dilation. Your shape is either going to get bigger or smaller, but it's still the same shape. Okay, the last one is rotation, which means a figure is turned around a point. So imagine if you have something like my phone and you just rotate it. Okay, this one corner is staying in the same position, but I'm just rotating the phone around this point where the phone seems to be attached to. So I've tried to draw a crescent moon. It looks more like a banana, but whatever. And we're going to show that it got rotated 90 degrees to the right. So the new shape is going to have the same starting point, but the shape just got flipped on its side. And that's a rotation. And rotations can be tricky because it can be rotated at any angle around that point. So it could be all the way upside down. Hold on, I didn't do that. All right, so we could rotate that shape all the way upside down, or 270 degrees so that it's sticking out this side over here. Any way that you rotate it from its initial point. We're on page 200 in the book, and we're just going to go over some examples from that page. So what we're doing is we're looking at the shapes that they've drawn, and we're deciding which one of those transformations is taking place here. So in number 3, what transformation do you think that is?
Reflection.
Try again.
Translation.
Yes, good. Translation means we just did what?
Move it to the side.
Yes, we didn't turn the shape in any way. We just slid it. And remember, it could slide in any direction. This time it slid to the right, but it could be any direction. Nice job, Rayleigh. Okay, number 4. Now, what is that one? What do you think's going on?
Rotation.
Yes, it is a rotation. And notice, when I drew my example, I had my point right here. But on their example, they showed us this is the point that the shape is rotating around. For number 5, it tells us triangle PQR is reflected over the x-axis. So first, they give us the information of where P, Q, and R are at. So first, let's plot this triangle and see what it looks like. So I'm going to go over 1 and up 2. That's P. Remember, always label your points. I'm going to go over 4 and up 4. And I'm going to go over 2 and down 3. So let me try to connect these dots now. Here's my triangle PQR. And that looks kind of shaky, but that's okay. And now we need to reflect it over the x-axis. So I'm going to go back in my notes and see what reflect means. Remind myself. Reflect means flipped over a line. So I have to move it and flip it. So if I'm going to reflect it over the x-axis, first I have to know which one is the x-axis. So which one is x? The one that's going horizontal, that's my x. This is my y. So I have to flip this whole shape over the x-axis. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change color so we can see it better. I'm going to move point R first. So instead of point R being at the bottom now, it's going to be up at the top. So I'm going to keep it right here at 2, but I'm going to go up 3. And that's going to be my new point R.
But you don't have to do it on the other side.
We're flipping the whole thing over
Yeah, moving it on the other side.
of the x-axis, not of the y. Is that what you mean? You'll see when we get it drawn. So basically what I want to do, if you notice, what did I do here?
You switch colors.
What did I do right here?
You took away the negative.
Yes. So I took away the negative. So I'm basically making the sign opposite for the y value. And that will help me flip it over. So let's do that for P and Q as well. So I'm just making that y value the opposite sign. So I'm going to go to 1 and negative 2. And that's my new P. And I'm going to go to 4 and negative 4. And then connect your dots. So that is flipping it over the x-axis. It would have been easier to flip it over the y because it's not touching the y and doesn't cross over the y. But we did it, and we did it right, so we're good. Okay, so now we have quadrilateral ABCD translated 3 units up. So first let's plot this quadrilateral. 4, 2 is A. 4, negative 2 is B. Negative 1, negative 3 is C. And negative 3, positive 2 is D. So connect your dots. Okay, and you can see this is not a rectangle. That's why they called it a quadrilateral. It doesn't have even sides. So we've plotted our quadrilateral, and it says translate it 3 units up. So all we're going to do is move every single point up 3 units. If it says up, that means we're going to add 3 to the y value. So we're going to add 3 to every single y value. Let's write our new points for what is 2 plus 3?
5.
Yep. Notice the x value stays the same. We're just changing the y value. What is 3 minus 2? 1. What is negative 3 plus 3? 0. Good. What is 2 plus 3? 5. Okay, so there's our new points. All I did was add 3 to all these y values. That's how I got those new y values. If that's too confusing, you can literally, when it's a translation, it's super easy. Just take your point and move it 3 places up from each point. Okay? Then connect your dots and you'll have your new shape. And there we go. So this one says it's a parallelogram EFGH dilated by a scale factor of 2. Now, there's 2 types of scale factors that you're going to see. Remember, dilate means to do what? Look back at your notes. So dilate means to enlarge it, make it bigger, or reduce it, make it smaller. You'll know if you're going to make it bigger because it will be a whole number, like 2. If you have to reduce it, they're going to give you a fraction, and they're going to say a scale factor of 1/2. That would be reduced. This would be enlarged. So first I'm going to plot my points. So we plotted our parallelogram, and now we're going to enlarge it. And the way that we are going to enlarge it is we are going to multiply the y values by 2. No, we're going to multiply both values by 2. My bad. So when it says it's being, what in the world just happened? When it says we are enlarging by 2, we're going to multiply everything by 2. So my new parallelogram, bless you, negative 1 times 2 is how much? Anybody?
I don't care.
Negative 1 times 2.
Negative 3. 2.
Negative 2. How about 4 times 2? 8. How about 5 times 2? Negative 1 times 2 again. We just had that.
Negative
2
2.
times 2.
4.
Negative 4 times 2.
Negative 8.
Yes, good. And negative 4 times 2 again. We just had that. And 1 times 2. 2. Okay, so we just multiplied everything by 2. If we are reducing it, if they gave us a fraction and said dilate it by 1/2, like this, we would divide all the numbers by 2. Okay, so if it's a fraction, you're going to divide because fractions mean divide. If it's just a whole number, you're going to multiply. So let's plot this new parallelogram. And we'll be right back. And we're running out of time on the video, so I had to pause it and finish it. But here is our enlarged parallelogram. And that is all for today. Let me know if you have any questions.